Interesting.
Literally, was it one of the films? I can't remember.
That would be a good one to talk about, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and then Windbreaker would be because there's so much philosophy in that fight. Is that there? Windbreaker's new episode finally came out. Oh shit! I only got 24 though. God damn it! I haven't got strength for another. God damn it! Togayami.
Togiyami.
Togayami.
You ready to start?
Yeah, this is episode. Fuck. I'm gonna get 19.
Episode 19.
Fucking Jesus.
Yeah?
Almost 20. Jesus Christ.
So you ready to start, yeah?
Yeah.
Good, because we've been recording for the last 3 minutes. We got him. I was thinking, how am I going to start this episode?
He's done it again. The bastard.
You got to stop leaving yourself open. Oh, this is going to be... I'm going to be editing this with a fucking grin on my face now. I'm going to be making the start of this episode as interesting as possible.
The sneaky recorder.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
So as Elliott was trying to remember, yes, it's episode 19.
Yeah.
19. And welcome to the last episode in the art agenda of Me Time. And today we will be talking about fight scenes. As this is an episode very much literally named the episode we talk about fight scenes. Very Friends-esque, this one. So, I mean, well, let's not lie the fact that when we wanted to talk about art, this was one of the first things that we wanted to focus on. And then the rest of the episodes, the ones that came before this, sort of evolved around that agenda idea. And we really sort of nailed it, I think. With the themes and the colours and the art style, that sort of stuff. So I'm really glad that we dove into that, because that was true to me and to many artists as well. But this one, we're gonna be looking at anime fight scenes and some comic and manga fight scenes as well, and why the art style is represented the way that it is, and why the fight looks the way it is as well. So let's dive in, shall we? Because I mean, we're going to be geeking out for a lot of this, but we're going to try our very best to unpack it as well. So here we go.
Yeah. How do I start this off? That's a question.
The first fight was against two people with a fist on a fist. Why did we talk about? The caveman picked up a stick and hit the other round the face.
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to
In
start
the dawn of time
first. I'm going to go right back, I think. I'm going to go, I think the greatest scene that we opened up with, that we were both opened up to, is...
You can say it, aren't you? I know what you're going to...
No, probably not. I'm going to go with Deku and the robot number 1? Robot number 0?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, you are thinking that, yeah.
But that's where it was sold for me. Yeah, Deku versus Robot. Yeah, okay.
Because it kind of... Because it started sort of the foundation of where Deku starts.
Yes.
The art doesn't change during this fight. I say fight. It's not really a fight. It's just one blow.
Yeah.
But in this blow, there are so many emotions running through Deku's head.
Yeah.
It's like, 1, is this gonna work? Am I gonna land this hit? What happens to my arm once I land this hit? Like, he doesn't know what he's gonna do. And as we're sort of... We've been introduced to Deku as sort of like... He's not brash, but his instincts sort of drive him to do what he does.
Yeah.
And he sees Uraraka sort of in danger. I think her quirk has sort of reached her limit.
She's stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Deku instinctually just punches the biggest robot that comes out of the blue. This robot, we find this robot has got no.
It's worth no points.
It's worth no points. There's no point hitting this thing, but it's going to cause danger.
Yeah.
And Deku instinctively he jumps and hopes for the best. And in those frames, jumping up to this massive robot, you see his face sort of change between it. He's sort of going through the, oh crap, what's gonna happen? Oh jeez, I'm here now. Oh boy, bang! And then once he makes contact, you see the robot just sort of, it basically just explodes, and you see Deku's arm just blow up, like full red, and you could tell it goddamn hurts because he's holding his arm like nothing else when the scene's finished.
And his face immediately after the punch as well is not one of satisfaction. It's literally that.
It's just paralysis after that first punch, and just the risk of it all is like, oh my god, it worked.
It's good. It captures emotion quite well because it's the first fight for the rest of his life, basically. It defined his journey punching that robot. It wasn't just an insignificant fight scene. It was his entry into the Hero Academia.
Well, yeah, it was his foundation, but in just that one scene, there is so much going on that you don't realise is happening until you watch the full series. Oh boy. And then over time, it's sort of the fights that gradually evolve. That the quirk gradually evolves, and we get to Deku versus Shigaraki, and it's interesting this one because by this point he's sort of got an idea of all his quirks.
Spoiler.
And rather than his first introduction we get where he doesn't quite know what he's doing, every quirk he uses is thought of in such a way, sort of tactically, I guess. Like he knows the blow he's got to inflict on Shigaraki. He knows how he's going to do it because you're sort of told through the scene.
Yeah.
And then the scene just pops. Again, this is kind of the boldness of where the animation changes, where he goes through he's going for like a side kick, I think. But it's sort of it's rounded up in such a way where he's using black whip on buildings, gear shift, and smoke, and I think other and danger sensors as well.
Yeah,
he's using all these quirks in one massive blow. It's the most awesome scene because
it's a visually impressive scene.
Yeah,
in comparison to where he had come from in the first fight, it was just the singular power punch.
Yeah,
and in what we believe to be his final fight.
Yeah,
which I hope isn't.
Yeah,
he has all of these colours and all of these powers at his disposal, so he uses it all. It's very flying through the air, hit the ground quick, this power this power that. It's not overwhelming. We've spent 6 3/4 series to get to this point, we've seen this boy grow, seen him learn. So this fight is very climactic and special. So to see all of these colors and all of these different maneuvers, it just represents growth, and it shows how much he's changed and learned and become the hero that we know he can be. That the final punch that he delivers, the smack down, is not one of pain. It isn't one of confusion and fear. It is one of grit, determination, and confidence. Just like, look how far you've come, man. You started this journey with a single punch. Now you're finishing this journey with a single punch.
Yeah.
Well, we fought.
Yeah.
And I still hope he does. I still hope he finishes the journey. Technically, he started the journey with rescuing Bakugo, but I would argue that he started his journey at My Hero Academia with a single punch and finished his journey at My Hero Academia with another punch, something like that. But that's just, again, that's the whole epic grandeur, the similarities and differences in fighting, you know.
Yeah, I think the thing with fights is that there's like so many emotions going in, like. From an observer's point of view, they're going, it's just blokes beating each other up. But what's great about these sort of animations or that sort of stuff is like there's more going on, and for whatever reason, just Japanese get it.
Yeah.
Just the confusion of different emotions and that sort of stuff.
So it's not always the case when you got normal fight scenes in live action and blockbusters, Hollywoods, that sort of stuff. You do have realistic fight scenes, and you do have the really quick, superpowered fight scenes as well, which is really cool to see. I remember my favourite fight scene in past Marvel movies was the one in Endgame.
Oh, okay.
Because I love teamwork. I love the quick fighting. It was for Captain America and Iron Man versus Thanos. That once the scene where they're all working together very quickly, and it's just So I'm gonna jump straight into a fight scene that I really like. Now, spoiler warning for a TV show called Demon Slayer. I'm about to go heavy with spoilers here. Now, the art style of this is very traditional, historical Japan, especially with the music as well. Very samurai, very, very honorable colors as well. And the whole breathing method that they have as well, that they channel the energy of their strikes through thinking and behaving like an element.
Real thing, sort of. Real thing, sort of. That what's based off of the sort of elements of sort
water
of
breathing
stuff.
is my favorite. But it's just like pretend that you are water as well, and it's just. So that was really cool for me. So then eventually we learn about these different different techniques. You know, remember that there's fire breathing. That's very visually impressive. I'll jump into that fight scene in a minute as well. Then you got thunder form as well, lightning breathing. You got like beast breathing. You got love breathing, wind breathing, and then you got sound breathing. And I was just like, oh, fuck, does sound breathing work? Boy, did I eat my words. Because at the end of series 2, we are treated to the fucking best fight scene I think I've seen in a very long time. The demon that they are facing, because the anime is called Bloody Demon Slayer, they're fighting demons. This demon has visually, he is completely the opposite of this sound Hashira, this big bulky sound hero. He's muscular, he's got 2 blades, and the demon is stupidly thin, and he's got 2 scythes. And then in a scene where you think the demon's about to kill the main character, the sound hasherer comes in, blocks it. He's got one arm taken away, and he's just flying around these two weapons quickly, and he's holding the second weapon with his goddamn mouth sometimes, and then all of a sudden the scene just explodes into life, and you see it from his perspective. Sound breathing is, I can read it now. I can read all the notes. I can listen to the sounds of your attacks. I can predict your attacks. So all of the slashes, all of the rhythms and the ripples through the air instantly become these piano notes. And he's ducking and weaving through them because he knows it. And it's so quick paced because he's predicting it. And I'm just like, oh gosh, this is really cool. Then the demon loses his shit. And because he's got the advantage, because he's got two arms, they clash. They are literally unstoppable force, moving object. They hit one another, throwing themselves through walls, explosion, fire is flaring, and then they both stop in the carnage and look at one another, both determined looks on their faces, run at each other and scream, sword and sword, scythe and scythe, clashing, explosion around them. The world is just on fire. And they keep on screaming, and the fighting gets more and more and more intense. It's fight, there's white flashing everywhere. It's just so much colour, so much life, so much sound, so much ferocity that I was almost having an epileptic fit on the sofa. I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, this is crazy. I had to pause it and go like, oh my gosh, that's mad. The beautiful part is it didn't end there. It kept going. Tanjiro joined the fight. The main character joined the fight. And then he got this power-up scene. Like his hair flares red. And he's slowly pushing the blade through the demon's neck. You're like, oh. Then you got the thunder and lightning in the background. And the whole fight, it's energy. I love energy. In a fight with high stakes, the frame rate goes up and the speed goes up. The energy and levels go up as well. Not necessarily the vocals. That's very anime trademark. I always think that realistically, if you're beaten senseless, screaming at the top of your lungs doesn't necessarily make sense. Because if you've been hit in the lungs many times, but like, oh, come on. It's so cool. It's like you liken it to just like a primal animal rage of just letting out every last bit of ounce of hatred and just ferocity in these strikes. It's so quick, and that it represents the level of skill that they have that you can't keep up with it. It's just white flashes and explosions, and I'm just a big sucker for that. It looks visually fucking impressive. So I was blown away, and I still am. To the point, I loved it so much that me and Elliott went to go watch it in the cinema. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, no, that was I mean, it was built for the cinema at that point.
It was.
Just blowing the screen out, blowing the full screen out with different colours was nuts.
It was. I can't believe that we managed to do that as well. We saw that there was a special exclusive event to see the start of Series 3, and we managed to get tickets for it. But what we didn't know is that it showed the end of Series 2 as well. And it was my favourite fight scene. And when the movie started with like episode 10 and 11 of Series 2, me and Elliot looked at one another. We were like, oh, this is sick. What? And then I was so happy. I was so happy. It made my day. It was fantastic. Loved it. Happy boy.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I don't know if you agree with me there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the escalation just didn't stop. Just kept on going. It's like, when did they stop? Sort of thing. Who runs out of air first?
Who runs out of steam?
Yeah.
But that's what I like. And from an art perspective, from the manga, I'm sure there wasn't 1,000,001 scenes with many frames a second per ray in that in the actual manga. If there is, that's cool. But I'd imagine all you really need is a couple of illustrations and just this hyper detailed just explosion of slices and slashing the air and explosions and just a flurry of blows that look like a cloud of nothingness and a cartoon effect to mimic how fast they're going just in one center. And for a drawing that would be enough. Maybe two hyper detailed pictures above one another to show how angry they look. But with an anime, it's motion in picture. You have a chance to bring this to life. And they did the full thing. It lasted on it for more seconds than it needed to. Zooming in on their faces, 360 around them, slashing and fighting. The music is upscaling. It just gets you so into the fight, and a new level of detail and dynamics is given to a simple sketch. I say that's really unfair. Not a simple sketch, a great sketch in a manga.
Simple sketch.
But it's just like when you're bringing a sketch to life, give it 110%.
I mean, yeah, I don't think Demon Slayer does do simple sketches, do they?
No.
I think every frame is just full of detail.
Even like the whole end of series 4. This is another spoiler. When Muzan finds the master, and then the mansion explodes. Even that was just like visually impressive because it was the home of the Hashira, the original master of the Hashira. It was like the end of an era. It was just, it just blew up, but it blew up so slowly. The flames slowly cushioned over the master, and I don't know if they were his wife and his children. It must be. I'm not really sure.
It was his wife.
Yeah.
Next to him.
Yeah, but the explosion, it looks as though they're cushions just softening him very, very slowly. And you don't see them inevitably perish in the flames. But when it hits Muzan, who's the big bad boss demon, it just obliterates him. It hits him hard and fast. And then he just painfully regenerates back to normal. And then, yeah. It's just like, they could have just made it a simple explosion, but they just went the extra level, 60 frames a second, really, really slowly, to show that even in their demise, the master went in a very peaceful way. But Muzan didn't. And I was just like, for me, that's the only scene that mattered in Series 4. The whole Hashira training arc, for me, was just a bit boring. I know it was necessary, but I was like, it's fine.
It was kind of weird, like, the training arc Demon Slayer, like, most training arcs, you see sort of your main character sort of struggle to stuff. Tanjiro didn't so much, which is a bit of this sort of anticlimax. It's like, oh yeah, here's a training arc. It's be tough.
Yeah, he just got through it straight away. That's the thing I loved about Series 1 and 2, is he struggled.
Yeah.
He had to really train to get to that rank. And I thought, oh wow, it's going to take him ages to get to Hashira. And then by the end of Series 3, he was basically the prodigy, the chosen one. And I was just like, what?
I think the only one he struggled was the flexibility. But like,
yeah, but that was played up for laughs.
Yeah, that was the only reason it was there. But like, the rest of them was like, oh yeah, I can do this. It's like, what's the point of this arc if you can do it all?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And look, I personally, for a big country and so many a dynamic cast. Why were all of the demon slayers that were training to be Hashiras fucking men that looked the same as one another? It really bothered me how it was. It's not the fact that it was just men. It was designs. It was characters that looked exactly the same as one another.
It was like Clone Troopers.
Yeah, it was. I'm just like, who are you guys and where have you come from?
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that there's been this many demon slayers all along?
They all come out with cloning.
Where are the
cloning
female demon slayers? There's literally female Hashiras.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
It is weird how like you've even written in female hashers, yet
They're badass.
like, there's no training. Like,
Yeah.
even if they're like a low percentage, it still makes sense. It just doesn't seem to make sense in the lore of the story at the minute. It's bizarre. The training arc, I don't feel like it was thought out very well.
It was just strength and strength and strength after strength. It's I won't dive into that because that's not what this episode is about. But the fight scenes really do work, and I will go back to the Infinity arc, the Infinity Train arc, which was Rengoku versus Akaza, which was so fucking cool. It was the Fire Hashira versus the Punching Demon, if you remember that.
Yeah.
And it was just like them looking at one another. He's just like, "You're really cool. I'm gonna give you a chance to be a demon." He's like, "No." He's like, "Okay," and he just start throwing hands. He's just like, "I'm not here to persuade you. I'm not here to talk." He's like, "I'm just here to fight." And he goes Blood Demon Art, and the whole ground just almost turns into a pentagram snowflake. Blue lights up, and he doesn't hold back. From the first punch that he throws, he's just giving it 100%. He's just like, "Nah, I'm going for it now."
Yeah, I mean...
And the fire breathing turning into a roaring dragon. It's... Oh. Ah! Ow! It's so good.
I think New Zealand also got sort of the edge because sort of there's a lot of the philosophy from what it stems from is very sort of it's Japanese culture. A lot of it's sort of like Japanese sort of law sort of culture. Like it's got sort of inspiration from that, so you kind of get an idea of not Japanese gods as such, but more like the higher philosophy which they live by. Sort of.
Yeah. What I really like sometimes, and you'll notice it a lot in Dragon Ball fights, is that when they fight, they don't jump straight into it. They get into their stances. Particularly with Dragon Ball here, they get into their fighting stance. I can't remember. Don't judge me, okay? I know, but Vegeta is the Vegeta's like, I don't know. Look, I know the fighting stances, okay? I know Goku's like that, and just okay. But they get into their stances,
Yeah.
and they stay in their stances, and you think, why aren't you going? They just stare and wait at one another, and then the wind blows, and then a rock drops onto the floor, and then boom, they fight one another.
Yeah.
It is a weird sense of honor that they have. They wait for the world around them to move before they do.
I sort of struggle with the Dragon Ball fights.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think they're long-winded?
Yeah. And then some. Because it almost feels like a game of charades, maybe. Like one turn, and then the other person takes a turn, and another person takes a turn, and it almost feels like a card game where like, wasn't that your most deadly power up? Like, isn't he supposed to be obliterated? What? Like, what's going on? Like, aren't you supposed to be dead by now?
Oh, Elliot, this brings me so much joy. Welcome to Dragon Ball, son.
It's like,
wasn't that your most powerful attack? Shouldn't you be dead? Yes, but I lived.
Yeah, it's like Ex Machina, like to the point of like just being nuts.
My favourite one is getting hit by a really powerful attack. They get thrown through several mountains and just dust themselves off and just go, "This is starting to get interesting."
Yeah.
What? How are you not dead?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mate, I'm sorry. If that's the norm.
Yeah.
It's just the norm.
I think other fights that I watched recently, like, you can see the stakes. With Dragon Ball, you straight like they're really OP, but the stakes is like, where are they?
I warned you. I warned you about that. You will realise that with Dragon Ball, in the end, you just think, there aren't any stakes. because you could just go lickety split, get the Dragon Balls, and get everything back.
Yeah.
However,
I mean, I don't think the Dragon Balls themselves are a bad thing. But like when they're actually in the fight, when they're actually in the fights themselves, and they're going.
If you seem to remember, though, I will say this: at a point that Elliott currently is in the anime, they couldn't revive Goku with the. No, not with Goku. They couldn't revive Piccolo, Tien, and Yamcha with the Earth Dragon Balls. They had to revive them with the Namekian ones. Because you can't revive the same people twice with the same Dragon Balls. So there are still stakes.
Oh, yeah.
There are still stakes. So they went all the way, that was the whole Namek saga. They went all that way to get the Dragon Balls. But then, obviously, the Namek Dragon Balls have now gone to a brand new location, to New Namek.
Yeah.
Now they're stuck with the Earth Dragon Balls again. I just can't wait for you to get into it and realise that it's bizarre. At certain points in Dragon Ball Z, there are stakes, but then literally the episode after that, you're just like, no, okay, there's no more stakes. Okay, there are stakes. No, there's not really any more stakes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dragon Ball Super as well, they made it so there definitely was stakes. And then at the end of the series, it's just like, well, that was just null and void, wasn't it? There never was any stakes all along. It was just the illusion that there were stakes. When a fight scene happens in anime, you want to know what the cost is, don't you? You want to know what's at stake. Excuse me.
I think that's...
Help. Oh, carry on. Oh.
I don't think that's sort of... I don't think that's... just anime itself. I think in any form of visual media, like there should be sort of stakes, because I think that's why John Wick and I think Batman Begins has done so well.
Yeah,
because they take hits, and like even the main character takes hits.
Yeah,
and you can see they're in pain. I know, like action movies in the past, like Die Hard, all that sort of stuff.
Sorry.
This, they've got stakes, but like they're still sort of like, I could take this because I am the main character, sort of thing. I think we've kind of had like a, not renaissance, but like an upgrade in regards to like, actually we can kind of hurt the main character to such a degree that the stakes feel real.
Plot armor is what people really have a grievance with in fight scenes now. It's like the main character won't get hurt and won't fully get hurt or disabled or have any consequence from this fight because they're the main character and they have to stay alive until the end of the story. That's the whole aspect of that. Or if there's a character that the author really wants to stay alive until the end of the story and goes up against impossible odds and still manages to live, that has plot armor as well. What we like about anime and story and all of that sort of stuff is when the fights, you don't know if they're going to make it through the other side. You don't. Granted, my favourite fight scene in Demon Slayer with Tanjiro, you didn't know if everyone around him was going to make it through the fight. You knew he was going to be fine. Tanjiro was going to be absolutely fine. But it's like, would the sound Hashira live? Which is why I love this so much. It's just like, this man could actually not make it out of this fight alive. This could be his final fight here and now, and that could be it. Because previously, in the arc before it, the Hashira lost his life. He didn't make it out. He fully didn't make it. The demon won. So you thought it was going to be a similar sense, that the next Hashira would fall to the demon in front of them. But at the end of the fight, you realise that he was fine. He lived. I was like, there you go, and that makes me fulfilled. Because here is this character that we're used to, fighting with all of their all, and eventually it is its own weird form of art, isn't it? In a
Yeah.
way, it is. It is a story that has been told, not necessarily through dialogue, but through actions, and
Yeah.
that's impressive.
Yeah, I think I was going to take a different path, but I think it makes more sense to go down this one. I think Windbreaker gives that.
Yeah,
Like,
here we go. Here we go. Yeah.
Windbreaker is actually the enemy that crept up on me. Actually, sort of like I didn't. It sort of the original poster when the season 1 was like, looks alright. I'll give it a go, sort of thing. I think I just finished a episode, a TV series as again. I'll find something else to watch.
Yeah.
I gave it a go, and like the first introduction, there's no powers. There's no sort of fancy sort of shows or anything like that. I mean, to a degree, I think some fights are sort of fancy in their technicality.
Yeah.
But I think what's great about Windbreaker is its simplicity.
Yeah, sometimes you don't need to have the big bravado, which I like, the big energetic bravado. Sometimes all you gotta have is just an exchange of blows that tell a tale, which is what Windbreaker is.
I mean, I don't want to get into too much because I know I know we got a segment planned for Solo Leveling and Windbreaker. Have such an episode.
Indeed.
I wouldn't buy into that.
Yeah. Yum, yum, yum,
Yeah. So I want to keep it short and sweet for now, I think. But Tomiyama's sort of quote is, "A fight is a conversation."
Yeah.
Like,
you had a chat with that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That quote stuck with me after you said that again. Shit, I can see that. Yeah. But like you see it through the series, and I can't get into it now. Which is a pain. But yeah.
I get it. We will talk about a fight. We will, which is Tagami versus what's the main character's name? Sakura. Yeah. And it is a really skilled protagonist against a really skilled antagonist, and they just clash. And it is just fist on fist, dirty tricks, flying through the air. But whilst they're fighting, it sometimes goes almost 3D in a way, with the way that they spin around. But some people don't like it when, with real fights in real life, no one slows down. But in Windbreaker, the air almost pauses and slows down. And with this punch that is going towards them, they just go like, "Remember who you are.
Yeah.
Don't give up because of this. My punch has not reached your face yet, you know?"
Yeah.
But it adds weight to that punch, doesn't it? It slows down. It's illogical, but it makes sense. Like, how can anyone say a coherent paragraph or sentence before the punch is hit? And it goes the same with My Hero Academia as well. When he's about to jump into a kid. "I promise I'm going to save you with all my might." How would you catch the kid? "I'm probably..."
Yeah. Well, I think. I mean, it does sort of slow to sort of have those lines said, but then it does speed up and you get the sort of speeds up to those frames again. I think
slow down to show the dynamic pattern of where they're going, to see if their strike has any hesitation in it at all, or if it's power driven. And then with the dialogue, you're just like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
And then finally,
whack. Yeah.
You know, just like, oh, they did.
Yeah. I think Windbreaker's fights are sort of I mean, they're simple in its background, its tone. But the payoffs in each of their fights is all very technical. Like, you see their deflections, you see their counters, you see how the other person's fighting, you see how Sakura's fighting, or you see how Tagami, or even Sagisha. Actually, Sagisha's a grappler.
That's true.
But like even saying that, there's sort of variations of different fighters. So they've all got their own various techniques, and you're sort of very open to seeing it.
Yeah.
Compared to sort of My Hero Academia, even actually no, I think Solo Leveling's slightly different. I'll get into that slightly in a minute. My Hero Academia and Demon Slayer, it's all sort of very sort of large movements because they have to be, because they've got to sort of project power and like an excess amount of power. I think what's nice about Windbreaker, you can see the technical stuff and like how they play stuff, which is it's a different experience compared to
indeed
the larger sort of.
I completely agree with you there. It took me a while to get used to Windbreaker because again, I am a shonen fighting fan, which is like you've said, large exaggerated patterns. With Dragon Ball, it's more than just a fist on fist. It's the type of powers that they're using as well. Just the way that they move their body in a pattern to represent that they're bending the energy around them and pulling it inwards to their chests. Kamehameha, you know?
Yeah.
And it just lights up and it has the iconic sound effects. And fires off into the sky. I'm just like, oh, that's so cool. It isn't just a clash. It is a stop, focus, pull inwards, strike outwards. You know, have a time to think. It is a thought-provoking experience, and it shows what they're thinking. It's not necessarily modern media. We're just like, I have to use this opponent's weakness against them. Look around the environment. What's up there? The watering can that they always had when they were a 2-year-old. I'm going to break it. And then the fight's going to... to be honest, they might do that in anime as well.
Yeah.
But Windbreaker, it was just so weird at first. It was just like everyone was waiting around the protagonist. Just like... There was a crowd of like 20 of them. Yeah. And they were always like... waiting for him to fight. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
What? It's because, and then, like you later said, fight scenes are a story in this.
Yeah.
That story at that moment was to show who he was then. He was a really brooding, unsure man who thought so highly of himself. And we, as the audience, were unsure of him as well. Like, because I certainly was. So the people around him were kind of like,
Yeah.
So obviously he had the upper hand. And in the end, when they figured him out, it's just like, you're a bit cocky. They got the upper hand, and then the other people from what the name of the school, Shigoken High or something like that. Shijuken High. I don't know. Please don't crucify me in the comments for getting it wrong. Shistorin, that's the one. Yeah. Oh, here he is. It's my dog again. He's interrupting the podcast. But then, as the series grows, as Sakura grows, the fight scenes get faster and faster and faster, and the dialogue comes more and more. And everyone has their own unique fighting style, and the lack of dialogue sometimes becomes concerning.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? You're just like, why aren't you talking? And then that character, as you realise that they've snapped, and you're just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Windbreaker, you get a sort of clearer clarification of like emotion.
Yeah.
But I think Windbreaker's got that sort of very sort of complicated emotions that I think's so sort of realistic and sort of like pure.
Yeah.
I think maybe if I was to go towards the Sakura and Sugista fight, where they're sort of beating each other senseless and they're just sort of they're both at a point of desperation at that point, and they both want to end it, and they both want to end it in such a way that they're sort of. But they've kind of they both come to a conclusion during this fight. They want to end it for themselves well.
Excuse me.
They want to end it for themselves well, and they want to end the fight well. And they're both kind of at a point of sort of desperation. They're going, screw it.
Yeah.
We'll just do one last punch and see who's standing.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, none of them are standing. But I think what's great in that you kind of see the sort of desperation, sort of the madness in their faces at that point. It's like the adrenaline's gone through them. The madness is like, sod it, let's do it, sort of thing. And it
camera
just
spinning around.
Yeah.
Spin around again, zoom in the face. Just like clash together. And it is about to unite, and they both hit one another, and they hit the ground. Yeah.
But I think the other form of desperation that I've seen is solo leveling when Jin Woo is on the altar, and it's on the opening episode. But it's such a different form of desperation where he's not desperate because he's gonna die. He's desperate and he's angry, and it's like on the first episode, like it's clever because there's a series ahead. There's a series coming.
Yeah, and it's going to be about him.
Yeah, but by the end of the first episode, they're going, how the hell does he survive this? Because he's lost limbs, he's lost tons of blood. he's spewing out on the floor. They're going, how? But it's so clever. The hook is so sort of it's not realistic. It's almost hyper realistic. It's so sort of hyper realistic and so sort of like play. They're going, whoa, what is going on? Whenever truly given the answer in episode 2. But like you occasionally get hints.
Yeah.
Through the series.
So as to not digress too far from the fight aspect, I would say that leans on into how the rest of his fighting plays out. Aggressive.
Yeah.
He's angry. He's been betrayed basically by the people that he loved and respected. He was angry that he'd never got a chance to shine. And then he's suddenly been given all of this power. Hey guys, hope you're enjoying the episode. If you do, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget we've also released the episodes on Spotify. Share us on all your social medias if you enjoy what we're talking about. Anyways, carry on with the episode. I'm back. That was intense. I just got so energetic about this discussion that my body was failing me. Yes, so Jin Woo helping his family. He has a reason to fight, but he's also angry and he's also bitter. So when he eventually gets to a place where he is put against the wall again, there's a chance that he might not make it out.
Yeah.
He fights Igris.
Oh, I was thinking something else.
Are you thinking of the Hound?
No.
The bug?
I'm back in season 1. Hang on. Might be the bug. No, I'm thinking of the
Red Knight.
The hunters who hunt.
Oh, them.
Yeah. That's where he sort of reawakened.
Oh, that's a good one.
To sort of human brutality again.
I would say the brutality comes through there.
Yeah.
But the aggression comes through in the final fight with Igris.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah.
And purely the whole fight scene, he's jumping from wall to wall, literally breaking reality to go above and beyond to defeat this really powerful knight,
Mm.
and he's still about to lose, backed into a corner, and he's just like, no, I've come so far, I've got this mysterious power, I'm not going to fail again. And he strikes with his dagger so many times that the colour just leaves the scene, and it goes back to just basic white and black strike, like pen and pencil scratch on a piece of paper, and he just goes slow, and the complete absence of any detail or colour that just brightens up that scene just so intensely, just shows how powerful and not meaningful, because I wouldn't even say that was a meaningful strike. It was just so aggressive and fast that it was just everything, even the scene, the scene itself, focused on that individual strike and just how just powerful it was. And then there it was, he defeated him there and then. And then, yes, he is then faced with another challenge after that. But still, it was a powerful moment for a fight scene to almost increase in pace, and just show what sort of character we were dealing with as well. I don't know if you wanted to talk about the dark aria fight scene where we're not talking about Lost Omens aria, we're talking about a different aria.
Yeah, no, I mean, that fight scene, I think the fight scene's so interesting because the stake is it's his first, it's his first level 3 dungeon.
Yeah, I think so. It is.
And he
still passes off as a D rank.
Yeah, that's it. And his motivation for this dungeon is he can get more money for his family to pay off the hospital bills.
Yeah.
And he goes into it like any other dungeon that he would do usually. He's at the back of the queue with 3 other hunters. Back of the, I don't know, queue's not a queue, but back of the line. With 3 other hunters who are supposedly ahead of him in skill and level. Yeah. And he goes in there intending, we'll fight the main boss.
Yep.
And I'll come out and I'll have more money for my family.
Yep.
But
then you find out that the hunters that were ahead of him intentionally did it so that they could exploit it and get their own money out of it, that they would take the loot not only from the dungeon but from them as well.
Yeah.
And they would almost fake their demises, so they lost their lives, so we'll take all the loot, and we took theirs as well.
Yeah, so
and then his objective became no, defend yourself.
Yeah, so they're sort of set up as sort of gear haulers for these hunters, so they can get into this dungeon.
Yeah,
and they are sort of ranked lower. So in a sort of a normal scenario, the higher hunters will sort of protect them. They'll be sort of hauling out whatever cash or minerals they had. These guys don't do that. As you said, they sort of take bonuses in a very sort of dark way. But the character switch is interesting because we're introduced to Jinru, who's sort of very sort of innocent, jovial, I guess.
Yeah.
He was okay where he was to a degree. He was kind of at the stage of I can't do much more. I am where I am. It is what it is. Kind of let's call it that sort of stoic sort of. Is what it is.
He always defended people and never put a human in harm's way.
Yeah. But yeah. it wasn't him who was put in danger first, though, which is really interesting. It was his friend at the time. Well, it wasn't so much his friend, but I can't remember his name now. His previous sort of the hunter who was introduced to was sort of really friendly going into
Yeah, I know. The level C rank.
Yeah. He was basically threatened because he's in money.
Yeah.
And the main boss had already been taken out. So their intention was that the boss would take them out. And yeah, he sort of threatened, and then Jim was almost like brushed aside.
Yeah.
And it's in this moment of being brushed aside
that's when the program goes like, no, you've got to take these guys out.
Yeah, it's interesting because in that sort of programming, in that sort of program adjustment, I guess, Jin sort of reawoken to the fact of, oh yeah, these guys don't play by the same rules as everybody else. This bloke's about to die. I can't stand by that.
Yeah.
And then you kind of begin to sort of see his anger come out, but
it's in a different way.
It's sort of anger, but it's also calculated anger. Like he knows exactly how he's going to take these guys out.
Yeah.
These guys are totally unaware that he's able to do this.
Yeah.
And he switches sort of like the sort of monotone sort of like stoic sort of brutal killer at this point.
Yeah.
And he takes them out just sort of one by one basically, and that dark eye comes on and just makes this scene completely different. It becomes a lot more sinister.
It is. And I wanted to dive into that as well, because most fight scenes that I've watched is very energetic, fast paced, really rock anthem. And it makes sense. The faster an instrument goes, the faster the beats go, the more you're like, it's just that it's just fast and overwhelming. Of course, your heartbeat goes up. Of course, you start to think fast and try to keep track of things. If the music goes slower, it's more peaceful and you're more chance of resting as well. Excuse me. But for a scene that was supposed to be so powerful and dark and terrifying, it's not. The music doesn't go. It's really just like spooky. It goes almost just a piano. It's just a piano with just really light, serene vocals over it. And it's so cool when it just starts just whispering, dark times have come.
Yeah.
And then it just gets really quiet. It's like, you don't want to see this side of me. Yeah.
Even
I love it.
The pre-warning is like,
the other side of me.
Yeah. Because I think, because that dark times have come. That line drops just before his first contact with the first hunter. So you get that pre-warning, and then the sort of first hunter goes down and say, whoa, that was quick.
Yeah.
Then the rest of the song comes on, and it's just bang, bang, bang. And it gets to the sort of the leader. And he's been quoting during this time, what goes on in a dungeon stays in a dungeon. He's been sort of saying it sort of light-hearted because he's sort of, we've done this before, it's all good. And then Jim Woo just turns it on its head and goes, oh yeah, what you said before, what happens is dungeon stays in a dungeon. And Jim Woo's in control. The framing is he's half the screen, and this lead hunter is a quarter of the screen, give or take. It's just his head, and Jimmy's palm. Like, I'm in control. And then the sort of the switch of hatred for from the lead hunter, because he's right, but he's also frustrated the fact that Jimmy's right.
Again, it's just this whole thing that we've seemingly jumped into is fight scenes tell a story. Fights tell a story. It's not just bad guy versus good guy comes out on top, or bad guy comes out on top for the good guy to later come out on top, or bad guy wins and a new good guy comes in to take down the bad guy. Why is this fight scene happening? Why is this particular dynamic happening? And it's all to get the audience to root for something, or to witness a change in the narrative. And in that sense, it was Jinwoo falling into darkness.
Yeah.
And it was a tragic fight scene. You've got mighty fight scenes like Tengen versus Gyutaro from Demon Slayer, which was just a clash of evil and good trying with every fibre of muscle and breath of their body to take down evil, and they win. You got Dragon Ball, which is calculated attacks of power with dramatic music and move after move after move, and impossible! They survived my attack. The reactions in that, it's just so funny. It's like, fools, impossible.
Yeah.
You idiots, behind you. Sorry, I really caught you off guard there. I could hear that.
Oh, the 80s.
I love it. It is react to this enemy in the most logical way. It's not, oh my god, the enemy's over there. It's
Yeah.
Could you chill out? But then, it's just fun. It's not necessarily just like, oh, you like fight scenes, that must mean you like violence. It's no, I abhor violence. I detest real life violence. I do. I don't like a real life conflict. I don't.
I mean, I used to be that, and then I changed, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's just, for me, the reason why I enjoy watching this sort of stuff, these conflicts, is because it is very much like that. It is the story that the two characters are telling, and I just really, really enjoy it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think what makes sort of a great sort of fight scene is, one, you know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what stakes are happening, but also the sort of emotion that's going into each blow.
Yeah.
Animation's lucky in being able to do that. I know live action's so much harder to do in regards to sort of, how do I catch emotion while this bloke's throwing a punch in live action? To try and frame it with a camera is impossible. John Wick almost has it. I don't know how else you could improve it without sticking a camera in front of the fighter's face, but at the same time, by doing that, you can't actually range when you're actually doing in the fight scene. So you know, I think that's sort of just a real life sort of it can't happen. But if you can show emotion, you know, this sort of real wounds is probably not the right word I want to use, because the sort of real sort of hits being inflicted and you can feel it, or you can't feel it, but like you can kind of get the description of sort of feeling it, or the feeling of feeling it. It makes it so much raw, and you can sort of understand more what's going on and what's involved. And also it kind of, as we said in the previous episode. Like, it kind of brings a certain tone to the sort of. It brings a certain tone to an episode or a movie, and it also gives a certain direction to where it could go next.
Really agree with what you're saying there. It's not just the genre that you're watching. It's there for a reason. For as this epic sort of tale, or a very just chapter to a tale, as it were. Like this is important. If it is a fight scene that lasts a second, or a fight scene that lasts for an entire arc, again, brace yourself for Dragon Ball. Look, I'm going to whisper this movie into the microphone because I do want to talk about this. That movie I went to go see in the cinema with a very good friend of mine. And we're both fans of this anime. And it is the best animated fight scene that I've seen on the big screen. Demon Slayer being the one on TV, this one was made as a movie first. Ooh, water. And it started as the hero entering the scene, and the soundtrack ramps up, and it's almost like a fight style commentary. They're just chanting the names of the characters, like, yeah, go, go, go. And it's because I found out the reason behind that was because the anime that had come before that, the finale of that was played on a big TV screen out and an audience of fans were chanting the name of the main character, like, go on, do it, you can do it, yeah, go. And it was really cool, and they loved that so much that they actually included that in the soundtrack of the movie. And I was just like, it hyped me up so much as an audience member. I kind of wanted to shout along as well. And the fight scene got really intense. It was really fast, loads of colours, loads of darting, slowing down, just like, and then smack. And then one scene was just the villain just shaking his head in rage, refocusing his eyes. And when they were doing that, the hero was just really refocusing their fists as well, just like, and it was just perfect. They mirrored one another the entire time. One was losing, one was winning, but it was really just big, dramatic, awesome, dynamic fight that came to a big conclusion in a massive explosion, and you thought that was the end of it. Like, the hero's won. He's clearly bested the villain. But it kept going, and in a very interesting way, the colour palette switched. It was really bright the whole time in the fight. It wasn't bright the whole time in the fight scene. It was dark, and then it started to turn to light. But then something happened again that plunged the environment into darkness, and then it suddenly switched the perspective of the villain or the antagonist, and they began to scream, not with rage, but with desperation and confusion and emotional anguish. And then the camera followed them the whole time, and the music started to turn tragic, almost like desperate, with violins, like, what is going on? And then as soon as the hero punched him again, you realised, maybe the hero's going too far. And then the hero kept on punching him, going, powering up, kept on going. And the music started to sound like really heartbreaking as well. Just like, it's painting the antagonist as like, this person might actually lose their life. Why am I starting to not want that to happen?
Yeah.
They've been a threat throughout the entire movie. Why am I just starting to care about them? It's showing us that the hero is going too far.
Yeah.
The hero is really just focused on winning this fight without any regard for emotional consequence here. And it ends with this really big, flashy show of lights that is about to defeat the antagonist, but then they just get transported away from the fight at the last second. But it's not a gut punch to the fight. It's not finished with one single blow. The absence of the end of the fight, for me, was just perfect. It just showed us, was just like, I don't want them to have a winner. I don't want the hero to win and fall from grace and become a hero that's gone too far. And I don't want the villain, despite the fact that they've clearly learned their lesson, I don't want them to lose their life. And then the resolution to the fight was the fight being forcibly stopped. I just thought, as for an anime that focuses a lot on that sort of thing, I was just like, oh, this is perfect. I was just like, I'm so happy right now. I am such a pleased fan. I left that cinema swinging and singing. I was just like, yeah. So that was definitely the biggest dramatic fight scene on the big screen that again told the tale. And it lasted for 6 minutes.
Oh damn!
It was 6, 7, 8 minute long fight. It just wouldn't stop. Again, pause at the start, and as soon as they started fighting, it just didn't stop. It did not stop. And some people complained, it's just like, it just went on too long. Like, you just can't please anyone nowadays. You want a fight scene that lasts long. What you mean to tell me you want them to fight for a minute and stop, and then another minute and stop, and then another minute? The movie experience is finite. Of course they're going to condense the fight scene, you know? But that's the same with most movies. Just chill out and watch the movie, man. I wonder if there's going to ever be a Windbreaker movie. Probably.
I saw there's a live action one, but nah.
A live action Windbreaker?
I mean, that is sort of. I know they've done a Full Metal Alchemist live action thing. It's weird.
Yeah.
It basically looks the same as that, and again,
I know in Japan they do live action stage shows of some animes. I saw that there was a Demon Slayer theatre production specifically to Japan. There was also a My Hero Academia musical production that I would watch in a heartbeat. I would. I wouldn't know what they were singing or doing, or I would just be in the audience. This is so funny seeing Singing All Might right now. I absolutely love this. I'd do it. I really want to go and just to get involved in all of that wackiness and zaniness at some point. But any other fight scenes you want to talk about? I think we've spoken most about the ones that we bloody love.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think all good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've spoken to death about My Hero Academia already. I mean, the only other one that I really like is the I wouldn't even say they are proper fight scenes in Attack on Titan, because they're always so quick. And that's good. And there's no plot armor.
No,
they're really. I think the only person with plot armor is bloody Reiner.
That's a fair one.
Can you imagine? There was several times that he was attacked with these Titan destroying devices, and for some reason he was just like, I just so happen to put all of my life energies in my feet, out of my brain and my heart, and I live.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. No. Right.
I know. I really like Reiner. He's one of my favorite characters. But come on, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll probably be kicking myself after this episode stops, because there are so many fight scenes. I think a good conclusion to this discussion is that we like fight scenes. Is that, again, it isn't just the animated fury that we like watching. It is just a representation of where this visual storytelling is going next. How fast is the fight going to be? How slow is it going to be? It's meaningful. It all happens for a reason. And these characters and these things and these opponents have to clash for a character to overcome an obstacle with stakes. And when the obstacle isn't overcome, or when it is overcome eventually, it is a worthy scene to behold. And the energy that matches that is just interesting and almost infinite with possibilities, and how levels upon levels can be presented. Please don't ever think that a fight scene has to be a I fight you, it's meant to be conflict to describe the direction of a narrative, which is why conflict in real life is so pointless, because it's not a narrative, it's just dumb.
Well,
in my opinion, anyway.
I mean, every fight sort of has a cost, so sort of to put it into a narrative, I guess, you know, what's the cost of the character, what's the cost for the character sort of antagonist, what's the kind of, it will describe what the direction the antagonist goes in, it will describe what direction the protagonist goes into. So yeah, no,
I think that's essentially it, isn't it? I mean, we could dive into the manga fighting, the comic fighting, but I mean, yeah, I'll briefly talk about that, because of course I wanted to assist making a manga at one point as well, and make my own sort of comic. It's bloody hard to draw individual scenes of that by yourself all the time. So I have massive respect for comic artists and manga artists, because it's really tricky to get the angles that you want. Specifically, for me personally, I like my fights to make sense. So I remember when I was drawing choreography for a storyboard that I did once, I was literally standing next to my desk just going like, how does this sword swing? And I was just rotating around and just pushing my arm forward. So it's just got to make sense for me. A fight, like, an arm can't move that way. Pardon me. But that was that. And yeah, and the words next to it as well, with the special effects. It's it just ties it all together, doesn't it? Really, I don't want that to be meaningless rebuttal there with the words. It is just a sound effect written down to give a comical smirk, to each page, and it just gives the extra edge to the visual storytelling with that sound effect that you can say. And sometimes it can just be a flavor that might go too far. It's like, oh, that's grotesque, or that's just what I need to know how powerful that hit is. But it's all there, drawn, written, and represented for a reason. Yeah. Cool. I think that brings a wrap to our art agenda.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's, I don't even know what that. Let's recap. We've done My Hero. We've done crap. Oh shoot!
There's too many.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, we done. Oh, what was the one after My Hero? Help! I said My Hero, Marvel, Dark Knight, Attack on Titan, movies, and this has been Agenda 6, arts, and now we're moving on to Agenda 7. Oh, wow. And Agenda 7 is...
video games.
Yay, remember! Yeah. Agenda 7 is video games, and boy, do we have some topics that we are going to be talking about. Again, we're going to be focusing on video games specifically that Elliott and I have enjoyed.
I'm just showing my age at this point. I haven't gamed in ages, but
yeah. So there's so many video games that we could talk about, but we're going to focus on the ones that were childhood joys of ours, current joys of ours as well. And we'll also be talking about extensions of video games. So still games that we learn to love because of video games. And I think it might be fairly obvious what game we're talking about there, but we will be talking about that at some point. So expect the beginning of the video game agenda next week at 7 o'clock, and we'll be talking about I don't want to really spoil it. We'll be talking about a childhood game of ours that we could not put down or stop playing. And
many nights.
many
and
nights. Yeah, I know. We really needed.
What time is it? Oh crap.
Yeah. Sometimes we struggle to reach for our bed.
Suspense.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll love you and leave you. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, your family, and your dog. And we'll see you in the next one. Or your cat.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Have a good week. See you soon.
Ooh, we're done. Or are we done? Now we're done.